Flyers, Phillies, let's talk about them. Sixers, Eagles, let's talk about them. What the Union doing? Pull up with the crew and have a drink or two and let's talk about them. This a PHI bar. Bruce Willis, we die hard. I know you feel us, cause Philly fans is the best sports fans by far. No cheating here, we gon' keep it fair. You don't like my set, somebody help them. This the key, if we can disagree without disrespecting, everybody welcome. So what we talking about? Practice? What we talking about? Let's unpack this. Top shelf, sports talk, lights, cameras, we
Yo. Back. I know I was supposed to show you something, but I woke up late, man.
Man, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You can't hear me?
You ain't muted?
My mic on.
My fans out there, check that out. If you look at that.
Can you hear me now?
I don't know. You're having the same issues. Let me try to refresh again to see if this is the problem.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Try to refresh me real quick. Hold on. I don't know. I think it's on my end. I don't know why I keep doing that every week. I can hear you now.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I don't know. Every week, this is the second week in a row that's did that. I don't know why it's doing it. And I refreshed my computer before I started up.
I don't know.
That's just wrong. But what's going on? You watched that fight last night?
No, I didn't watch the fight. I didn't watch it. I was a little babysitting duty. So I missed the fight. I heard what's his name lost? Canelo.
Yeah, Canelo lost. Terrence Crawford, man, that dude's a beast, man. Like, that dude was he put on a clinic. You know what I mean? Like, he made it hard for Canelo. He was getting it was a good fight all the way through. You know what I mean? At the end, obviously in the last round you get your Royal Rumble on. But he was kicking Canelo, man. Canelo looked like he wasn't. I don't think Canelo was thinking that Terrence was going to come in that prepared.
The last round is always, you got your last chance, especially if you're losing. You're trying to go for a knockout because that's on your chance to win.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't think he was prepared for that though. Like I think Canelo was just like, he had to move up all them pounds to get to that weight class to fight him. And usually when you do that, you're not really in the top tier shape you need to be in, especially at the later parts of the fight. And it seemed like Crawford was on his job.
Nah, when you gotta put on weight for a fight class, you always at a disadvantage because you trying to put on weight. That's not muscle, that's fat. Because to get that weight that fast, you ain't building muscle that fast.
Right.
And the person who's already at that weight class is probably mostly muscle because they've been at that weight class for a while now. So they got less fat, more muscle. You got more fat, less muscle. The way I look at it, it's always a disadvantage. Yeah, so unless you technically sound and really, really nice with you walk into a bad situation for yourself.
Yeah, Terrence Crawford was definitely technically sound, and he was up for the task, man. That dude looked like he was just another night at the boxing ring. I can't even shout out to him. More props to him because he looked like he was over prepared for that fight, and like he was overly prepared. And that's what's up. But like that's the reason why I was a little bit late this morning because I was tired. That joint didn't go off until 2 a.m. These fights are getting later and later, man. I can't. Get old.
I was asleep before even fight started. It wore me out. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah. So what's up, man? What you think about that last week game against the little boys? What's your thought process about that?
The Cowgirls. It's a week 1 game. That's what our thought process is. Week 1 games, and then not only was it a week 1 game, What made it extra crazy is a division game.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we had a 1 hour storm delay. Like, it was one of the craziest week ones you could ever have. Nobody can say they had a week one like that before.
Now, overall, like, how did you feel about the gameplay, though? That's what I want to know. Like, when they were actually playing, what did you think about the offense? Kevin Patullo debut. What was your thought process on that?
Well, offense, defensively, they basically mirrored each other, just opposite halves. The first half offense looked good. They came out and said it wasn't scripted because they didn't really know what to expect from the Cowboys because it was new coaching staff and all that, so they wasn't sure. So they say they don't. Well, Patullo came out and said they don't script plays for that because they're not sure what they're gonna go against. So they kind of play it by the hip. And from the play by the hip, his first 3 series as an offensive coordinator in the NFL, man, straight down, touchdown. It wasn't bad. And on defensive side of the first half, oh my God, it couldn't be any worse. Everything we were worried about, it came to fruition. The cornerback, QB2, CB2 was horrible. We wasn't getting no we was, I ain't gonna say we didn't get no pressure, but we wasn't finishing. We didn't get no sack. We ended up with no sacks in the game. And they was kind of running on us a little bit.
Yeah.
But then the second half was flipped for both sides. Defense showed up, Vic got in there, but that's kind of like a hallmark. Vic starting to show from, if he continue this year, from last year, he can start a trend where his second half is really good.
So this is my go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. The second half is really good. So I don't know. We'll see from now. This is where we start to establish our identity and where we start to build off what we did good and fix what we did wrong.
This is my thought process on it. I mean, at first, I think Kevin Patullo, I give him a C. Reason why I give him a C is because I feel as though he missed on opportunities where he should have ran, and he was throwing the ball. You know what I mean? Because you saw they zoned AJ. They was playing zone. I thought you should have gotten Saquon Barkley involved a little bit more. I thought Saquon Barkley should have ran the ball a little bit more, had a little bit more touches. Because here's the thing: if you put Saquon on one-on-one on any linebacker, he's most likely going to beat that matchup. So that brings you out of that zone and creates you to come up in that box and try to stop the run if you gashing them. Then you create your opportunity on the outside with your receivers. I mean, they did have Dallas Goedert. Dallas got to have a good day because he's going to have a good day against the zone. But I think that you should have ran the ball a little bit more. Not even just with Saquon Barkley, with A.J. Dillon or Will Shipley. I mean, they had run into with Will Shipley. He got hurt, but I think they should have ran the ball a little bit more.
There you go. That's my point right there. I think they probably stayed into the game plan of running more. But with Shipley getting hurt, it kind of changed the plan. And the fact that you're saying more with Saquon, I don't think they won more with Shipley. Saquon had like 18 carries. They wanted to run more with Shipley, but Shipley got hurt. He would have picked up the extra carries that you probably wanted in the running game. But
AJ Dillon.
I don't think they have confidence in AJ Dillon. AJ Dillon, he made the team, but if you look at the roster move they made with the running backs and we acquired so far, I don't think they have that much faith in him. And he coming off that neck injury. That neck injury is a serious injury. So
the one
you want to put all your eggs in that basket? He had 3 carries, I think, 3 or 4 carries, and he didn't do nothing special.
Yeah, but he had 1 carry. He had like 10 yards on the carry. You know what I mean? But it was 1 carry. He had like a good 9 or 10 yards on the rush. But you got to give him the ball. You got to give him a shot. You know what I mean? Like, you can't. He obviously, like you said, he made the team. He made the team for a reason. So now, if you're not trying to give Saquon Barkley more than 18, 20 carries a game, and you was trying to give him to Will Shipley, now you give him to A.J. Dillon because Will Shipley got hurt. Here's the thing: they brought in Tank Bigsby, but they're trying him. They playing him at Kenny. So it's like, do they really not have confidence in what's up, BG? Do they really not have confidence in AJ Dillon, or they just trying to maximize the potential they got at running back?
But Bigsby was the second running back they brought in. They brought in a running back before that too.
But he got the practice squad. He's a practice squad running back.
Well, right now they've been doing a lot of shuffling. So that's why I'm not. That's why when week 1 was over, I wasn't too depressed or excited because obviously the team is not set in stone yet. They still trying to figure things out. They're still tinkering. Mm-hmm. So that's why I didn't get all hyped up about the Dallas would win or how close it was. And that's why I'm saying this game would be a little bit more firm of setting in stone what the team is and what it ain't. Like right now, with the defensive pickup of Zaire and all that, like, we still tinkering, we still trying to figure it out. But like I said, with Vic Fangio's second half that he showed last year and he showed in the Dallas game where he could adjust and on the fly and get the defense in the right positions, as long as we could offensively do what we did in the first half a little more consistently compared to what we did in the second half, I think we're looking good. We're not looking bad at all.
I'm not panicking. I'm not saying like, oh, we in survival mode or anything like that. I'm simply saying that I thought it could have been better. I thought the game plan could have been a little bit better. I thought Patullo could have ran the ball, brought him out of that zone a little bit more, and open up the opportunities for AJ. You can't have games where AJ only got one target though. I mean, even though they zoned
of course not. Of course not. But they was playing for the run anyway. And even with the playing the run, we didn't have a King Henry game like they did in Baltimore, but he had a fishing game somewhat. Saquon. So as long as we stay committed to the run like we did and keep the offense balanced and keep it a threat, I think we'd be good. We definitely got to get the wide receivers involved more, and we ain't gonna have no choice, especially this game with Goddard out. Goddard looks like he's not playing this game, and Shipley's out too. So, like you said, we might have to depend on Dylan Noel. We're gonna find out how they feel about Dylan this game.
CD bounce back game. Yeah, today might be CD bounce back game. If he dropped 2 balls against what did he drop 3 balls against us? Crucial
we got
balls.
Like 4, like 2 or 3 crucial, but one was a little iffy. So you say 2 crucial, you dropped about 4.
But all right, so let me ask you this, right? When it comes to the like, I forget what my 4 balls. Yeah, balls. Yeah, that's a balls.
Yeah,
I can't
balls.
remember my exact question I was getting ready to ask you about. What was I getting ready to say? Like I said, me personally, I just think that Kevin Patullo. Oh no! All right, this is what I was going to ask about defense. The CB2 position where we saw Dory Jackson getting torched, like getting torched. Like, he looked like he was trailing every play, that he was getting targeted at. It was picking on him. My question is, BG put in the comments and said, and Howie we trust. We trust Howie. I'm not questioning Howie. I'm not questioning none of the moves that Howie's making. I believe Howie got a plan on what he's trying to do or what he's trying to bring to Philly this year to try to go back to back. But my question is that who do you start? I hear they're giving Dory Jackson another chance.
Oh yeah, Vic said they got a long leash.
But why not? This is you gotta figure out if you can put what's his name, Jacovian Bennett. You gotta get him in there a little bit more because I think that Dory Jackson, he might just be past that prime. He might just be past that. And that's not
to me, the way I look at it, I believe because the way Fangio is, they say he believes in experience and he believes in age. Like, you've been around for a while. So that's why Dory Jackson is there. But like you said, I believe Dory Jackson's out of all the quarterbacks we have, I think we already know his ceiling. And we've seen it in that game. His ceiling is that's it. The way he was, I can see if it was better out there playing like him, I'd have seen a reason for looking for it to be better. But because he wasn't here all season, or Dory was here all season, competing, and for him to look that lost, like he never been here all season, was bad.
And bad part about it.
And see, and the way I look at it is, Vic Fangio said it himself. Out of our three cornerbacks is him, Bennett, and Ringo. Ringo, biggest fault is they say he need more reps. He hasn't done it enough. He doesn't. He hasn't seen it. If you put Ringo out there, how much worse can you look than him? So with Ringo, at least you got upside. You can see for a path of him getting better. With Adoree Jackson, there's no path for him getting better. So I would put Ringo out there if anything, if he's not comfortable with Bennett. But I would sure not put Adoree out there again. I would put Ringo or Bennett.
Here's my thing. Like that's like with Kevin Patullo not trusting like AJ Dillon. Like your Shippy gets hurt. You don't want to get the ball to Saquon as much as you have been in the past. You got to start trusting the guys again. I think last year, what I noticed a lot when it comes to the Eagles, it was the next man up mentality. Everybody, had to. If you got your number called, you had to play. They trusted you to be whatever it is that they needed you to be in those moments. It's only one game, and I'm not panicking. It's only one game. I want to be clear. I'm not panicking.
But Mario, you gotta understand that trust is earned too. So they see these guys to practice in training camp. If they didn't feel comfortable, that means they didn't earn that trust. It's on them.
But then answer this then. If you didn't earn the trust, then how did you make the squad? You had to earn some type of trust.
Because listen, Mar, it's a 3-3-man watch. We got 9 players out there 90 players in training camp. You gonna pick the best out of the 90. You have no option other than that. Ain't like you can say, oh well, out of all these 90s, I don't like none of these guys. Let me go pick from a different pool. You don't have that option. So you go pick from the best of the 90 you got, and then move on from there. That's why they're still tinkering.
No, I think you do have an option though, because you see other teams with their players getting cut and things like that. It ain't just only you're not.
You hear what you're saying? The players getting cut. So you say you want people trash. It could be our treasure, but at the same time, it's like our trash. How many times do you see us cut players and they go somewhere else and be super successful? It's far in between.
Yeah, but I mean, still, here's the point of it all is that you still gotta put the trust out there. You didn't have I don't remember last year starting off with issues about playing time with our guys, like trusting these guys to play. It was Saquon. It was what you called
Gainwell.
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 And they trusted Gainwell since he was a rookie.
But Gainwell been here for a while. Ain't like Gainwell was new to the team. That was Gainwell last year, the contract. That was his last year in the week contract. He been here for 4 years. Before the 4 years, he ain't get that much trust.
No, yes, he did. Think about something. When they brought in who was Miles Sanders? It was Miles Sanders and him. They was talking about it was.
Miles Sanders, he got drafted that year. He was like 3rd on the depth chart. He wasn't where he was at last year.
He was second to Miles Sanders. Then the next year it was what you call they brought in Swift, but they was trying to make it seem like he was going to be the starter over Swift.
That was his 3rd year.
That was his 2nd year. No, that was his
3rd year. That was his 3rd year.
But what I'm saying to you is that they put the trust in him early on.
It
seems like now you're telling me this year they're not putting the trust in him.
I don't know if you got revisionist mind right now, but when they drafted him, they didn't put no trust in him early on. You see the progression through his career. If you go back and look at the stats, every year he got more play time and more reps. That's the more trust they put in him. They didn't just throw him in there his rookie year and say, "Yeah, you the man." Because he would still be here. They had that kind of faith in him since his rookie year. No, but he wasn't, and he built that trust over time.
Here go a Packers fan. Yeah, what's up, Packers fan? Yeah, we're gonna have a good game, and we got y'all this year. But I'm just saying, like, here's my thing. When you sit back and tell me that they don't trust AJ Dillon, or they don't trust, or they're not they don't trust him, but maybe he didn't earn, I guess, playing time or whatever yet. It just to me feels as though. Like I don't remember last year having these thought processes of who's going to play and who's not going to play.
But we're not really having that. I think it's more of you making a bigger deal out of it. If nobody else is complaining, I haven't seen nobody complain about playing time. The only thing I see about playing time is that everybody talk about how the defensive line playing time. A lot of people on the defensive line played more than they would have because of Carter getting rejected. That's the only thing I heard about playing time. Like Dylan Rowe was Dylan Rowe. He played what he did in his role. His role is going to be increased this game, and we're going to see more of what we could expect or hope to expect from him, or we're going to have to pivot from that after this game. Like I said, this game is going to expose more. But like the first game, like I said, was just a crazy first game. A division game. Division games are always close regardless. That's the point of the season, no matter what. And then it was the first game where everybody playing together. They had a whole new coaching staff. We got a new offensive coordinator. It's we coming off the Super Bowl. It's all a little crazy. So that was that. I never took nothing too drastic from that game. It looked to me it was a decent game to come out with the win. The win was the most important thing. We didn't look horrible. We didn't show no super weaknesses, and we came out moderately healthy with a win. I can't complain.
Hold on. We did show some super weaknesses. That CB2 position.
I said super weaknesses. That is a weakness, but I ain't say those super weaknesses. Because as bad as it looked in the first half, somehow they figured it out in the second half. That's why I counted as a super weakness. But
they started mixing in Ja'Cory and Bennett. You know what I mean?
No, Ja'Cory Bennett came in a little bit because he had a concussion protocol. Adoree Jackson set the tent for a concussion protocol. They was checking to see if he was cool, and then once they found out he was cool, they put him right back in the game.
You said it's just that we have high hopes for AJ into our offense. We got to incorporate him more. And you're absolutely right. Like I said to start the show, we have to run the ball a little bit more to soften up that zone so they can drop down into that box and hit him over the top with AJ and Smitty. I mean, Dallas Goedert.
I believe we gotta get AJ involved a little earlier in the game. We definitely do. We gotta throw him a ball earlier than the fourth quarter. That's insane. So
yeah,
it's no excuse in that. But like you said, we played efficient, so I can't complain. Like I said, everybody want to talk about everybody hurt. Like 82% completion percentage. He was like high 60s% on third down conversion. So except for that second half, a little hiccup, I think we can build on that.
So what's your thought going into the Super Bowl rematch? What do you? I mean, me personally, I'm expecting Jalen Carter just to wreak havoc on the field today. Like he's just gonna be punching Pat Mahomes in the face every time he get a chance to.
I hope so. I hope he out there have a career game to make up for what happened last week. And I hope with his presence, we get better pressure on the quarterback and get a couple sacks eventually this week. Because last week we ended up with 0, which is horrible.
Yeah.
I want another donut.
Now, the spitting incident, right? I think that's the ultimate disrespect, right? You can't do that.
Oh, for most men, any man, that is the ultimate disrespect.
Yeah. I mean, even though Dak provoked it, I think that Jalen Carter has to be better in those moments and know. He said, "Snacks say today gonna be a blowout again." I hope so, but you have to be disciplined in that manner to know that they know you're a hothead, and they know if they do certain tactics, you're going to react. So you gotta put it into your mind like I'm not letting nobody dictate my moves or what I'm going to do out there. I'm just going to show you on the field. So as soon as Dak spit at it or spit at the ground in his direction, his process should have been, I'm going to just turn around and go back to the huddle because I'm going to punch him in his mouth when I get to him.
Yeah, I believe that. So what? But at the same time, we got to understand, too, is that where you at? Like with Lamar, the situation with the fan, he pushed the fan, he came out of the after the game and said to the media, he forgot where he was at for a minute. I think Jalen Carter had one of them moments. He forgot where he was at for a minute. You got to realize when you get on the football field, the first game of the year, everybody's watching prime time, and all the cameras are zoomed in on you, and you did that in front of millions of people. You got to realize this ain't the streets or nothing like that. Yeah, I'm a football player. You know it ain't gonna escalate to that point where y'all gonna be throwing fists. Because if that case, the starting quarterback and team throw a punch at you, it's over. He's definitely getting ejected. And how they gonna win after that? So even if that was the case, if I was him, I just took the punch and fell down and knowing that my team won the game because he was an idiot.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, hold on, but I gotta disagree a little bit about the Lamar Jackson thing though, because I think the Lamar Jackson thing is a little bit different, only because the fans. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't Jalen Carter didn't go against a fan; he went against Dak. Another player on the field, and it
I
wasn't.
understand that part, but when I said what I was saying, Lamar, I was saying making an example of how he said he forgot where he was at the moment and when he pushed back the fan. He just thought it was like a regular interaction instead of him being an NFL player on a football field and interacting with a fan. He took it as like he was in a bar somewhere with somebody else that he didn't know pushing him. And that's kind of how like Jalen. That's how like Jalen took it. He forgot where he was at instead of thinking, "I'm a star defensive tackle and this is a star quarterback of America's team and we're in the spotlight of the field." He was like, "We're in the streets and he just spit at me, so I'm gonna spit back on him." And they were on the corners. That's was he not thinking where he was at? That's what I'm saying.
I hear you, but it's just a slight difference, man. That's the only thing I say. What do you think about this comment? My man Snack say KC not nearly as good as Dallas, and we'll be better this week. KC out of the AFC, KC is still probably probably like fourth or fifth.
See, with a comment like that, I can't agree with that because when you make a comment like that, you're putting Patrick Mahomes and Dak Prescott on the same level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's impossible. That is completely impossible. You can't do that. Like, so you can't say they're the same. It's nowhere near the same.
Dak Prescott cannot do what Pat Mahomes can do in the field. Like even though the Chiefs, I believe the Chiefs' reign is over. Like I believe that their dominance is over when it comes to them being, Super Bowl contenders and things like that. You still can't discount them. Like you still can't sit there and say that the Cowboys is better than them when the Cowboys have no identity. The Cowboys have nothing, that they can identify and say this is my strong suit. You know what I mean? Because even with Dak and CeeDee Lamb and now George Pickens, you got to see that actually work on a consistent basis. You got to see Dak not be hurt. You got to see CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens George Pickens at least not like a baby if he don't get the ball thrown to him. So it's a lot of factors, with Pat Mahomes, guys go over there and just say, listen, this guy won, 4 Super Bowls? 4 Super Bowls? He know what he's doing. He know what he play. He know how to play. So I'm just going to listen to him. But the guys that's playing with Dak is like, you saw even last year and the year before where guys was looking at him like, man, it's not, you know what I mean? And that's another thing that's what I wanted to say. Remember when
you got your ring on.
you saw when what you call Darius Slay and what you call Richard Sherman did a podcast.
Richard Sherman, yeah,
they talking about that incident with Jalen Carter and how none of Dak linemen came to help him.
Oh yeah, I see, man.
And that's a big flag. Like say if Jalen Carter spit on Patrick Mahomes, you don't think like Travis Kelce or somebody's coming over there to do something or say something, get in his face and do something? Guys,
at that moment, they were just it wasn't nothing where you need to defend. At first, they was trash talking each other, and then before you knew it, the spit came. Once you want the offensive lineman to jump in front of because they trash talking, they was trash talking. And then after the spit, once he spit, Dak pointed to the ref. The ref was right between them. He seen it. It was right in front of the ref. Once he spit, the ref threw the flag. What the offensive line supposed to do after that? They're supposed to push the ref out the way after they already got the flag and penalty and then start fighting with Jalen Carter. I understand where they're coming from with Richard Sherman and Slay saying, but the offensive lineman really didn't have an opportunity to intervene in that.
I'm not saying that they had to run over. Like, it was an offensive lineman that watched it and just looked.
Yeah, but like I said, he didn't really have a chance to intervene.
Even though you still got to at least like look like you're attempting to make an effort to go over to it. At least at the very minimum. I don't expect you to go out there and put hands on him because at the end of the day you might get suspended or thrown out the game like he did. But you got to at least make an attempt to make it seem like you're going to do something to defend your quarterback. You just can't look at somebody like that's just like us on the corner, right? I say we on the corner chilling, and somebody from I'm not even going to say a rival neighborhood, but somebody come up and we don't.
There you go. You gotta remember where you at. What we just talking about. We not on the corner. They not on the corner. They're on the football field.
Hold on. Listen to what I'm saying. Like, if somebody walk up that you don't know, that nobody knows, or you know what I mean, and starts to talk to you, at least one person is gonna walk over to see, like, hold on, who is this dude? Let me see what's going on. And if they hear that it's something, not threatening, they walk away. But I'm
But
saying,
Mark, like I said, that's like you told me earlier. That's a different situation. Those situations, I can't look at them the same. I can't look at them the same.
I guarantee you, if the roles were reversed and that was Jalen Hurts getting spit on, Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, one of them is trying to make it, over to whoever that player is. One person.
I think that situation we make it a little bigger than it is. I agree with Sean. He said the Pats have no help with Patrick Mahomes. I think they overcompensated. I think that a lot of people do that in the NFL because the Mahomes was so good, so great. They stopped investing in the people around him as much as they did early in his career. Early in his career, like they was loaded. Everybody didn't give him credit for it. When they had young Kelsey, they had a young Tyreek Hill. They was loaded early on when he was out there pulling Super Bowls out of there. And he looked great. They see him looking so great, they started taking people away. They took away Tyreek Hill. Like all receivers they got now, most of them, they seem decent, but they always end up hurt. So when it's time to play, they're not available. So it's offensive line. Offensive line ain't been that good for a while now.
Yeah, but see, Pat Mahomes to me is one of them quarterbacks that can make me look like a wide receiver because he's just that good. You know what I mean?
That's their thought process, and that's why they skip on the skill positions, and that's why they at where they at now.
Well, they're just coming off a Super Bowl loss. I mean, but they was in the last four.
Where they at now? Yeah, where they at now is everybody saying they cook, and everybody thinks dynasty's over. That's why everybody feel that way.
But you can feel that way, and it was some people last year even thought that. It was people last year that thought, I don't know if they're gonna make it this year because I think Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen's gonna take that leap. But what happened? They went to the Super Bowl. They beat both those guys to get there. Well, no, they ain't beat both. They ain't beat the Ravens. They beat the
Bills.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that you can't, like, even though I feel as though their reign is over, you still can't count them out. You still can't.
I didn't count them out. I'm just saying that's why people count them out. But I didn't count them out at all.
To me, Dallas has no shot in hell to get to the Super Bowl. Like, I
can't say that.
I don't think they have. Like, I'm not. Listen, they're.
I look down on them, especially with that Micah trade. It doesn't look good, but everybody has a shot till they don't. And right now, they still got a shot. Especially today, they play the Giants. I believe I see them beating the Giants. Because the Giants, especially with their offensive line is horrible. And offensively, the only player they got is the kid, the wide receiver, Whitberry, what's his name? Out of that, they have nothing. They wide receiver, what's his name? Neighbors. Yeah, Malik Neighbors. That's the only offensive weapon they look like they have. Everybody else don't look no good at all.
They got a little bit of a running. They got a running back. What's his name? Bo Scatterboo or whatever his name is. He was knocking people over last week. He just couldn't get it done.
He's a rookie, and with a horrible offensive lineman, what is he going to do? And they got the other wide receiver, Stevens. I forget his name. I thought he was all right, but he was non-existent last week, so I don't know.
I mean, listen. Like I said, Dallas definitely probably will take care of business today and win that game, which will keep them in a hunt. I mean, because it's the first 2 games of the year to being contenders to make it to the playoffs. I ain't gonna go too far as the Super Bowl, but I mean, realistically, when you think about it, like if on paper, after that trade of Micah Parsons, I just don't see the level. I don't see Dallas being a legit contender now. They can strike lightning in the bottle. Their rookie can turn out to be a Micah Parsons type player. You never know what could happen. And I'm not going to say 100%, but I just don't think they have enough. So when it comes to comparison of Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs versus Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, I'm going Chiefs all day when it comes to that one. With George Pickens and with CeeDee Lamb. Because Dak has to show me the consistency that he's going to play all season long.
With the Cowboys, for them to succeed, it seems they'll have to have a year like last year Bengals had, where they're outscoring everybody and they're beating people about offensively with Pickens and CeeDee Lamb and the offense and that. But 'cause I don't see the defense stopping too many people,
No,
especially with right now they got Bland hurt again. Their quarterbacks is injury prone, and they got the other one who's all right. He's coming back to injury, but I don't think they're stopping nobody. So if they can outscore people, they're screwed. With the Pats, I mean the Mahomes, I can see them because as much credit everybody give them, Steve Spagnuolo is still Steve Spagnuolo, and they still have a defense that carried them to the Super Bowl basically last year. So I don't see too much drop off in the defense. They had a bad game last week, but I can see them bouncing back from that. And then offensively, they got Patrick Mahomes. So that's all you need. You start from there. You start from a strong position. So
and
from there,
you got to remember that they getting they should be getting their receiver Xavier Worthy back next week or maybe the week after. But like Sean said, that the mystique of that I'm talking about with Patrick Mahomes is over, and that's why that's why they lost to San Diego. San Diego's a good defensive team. Like they have a good defense. And
yeah, they're very good. They were good last year. They look like they might be better this year. But you think about, he said what I said. Like, Mahomes needs more help. Especially guys play they keep taking away from him because he's so good. Like, yeah, you can do it with less. You can do it with less. But
I don't
who
know.
want to do one more?
I don't know if they're saying that they can do less or taking away receivers from him. Rasheed Rice got suspended because of his car, the car accident thing.
Yeah.
And Worthy is hurt. Hollywood Brown can't do it by himself. Travis Kelce can't do it by himself. So I mean, he got some things stacked against him. But once he gets Isaiah Worthy back and Rasheed Rice, let's see in Rasheed Rice come back week 7, I think. Let's see what happens then. You got Dak now. And Dak, Dak, it's not Dak's fault last game. I'm not going to sit there and say Dak was the problem that they lost. But he they dropped the balls when they counted. So, like, if I'm a betting man, who you betting to get to the Super Bowl between Dallas and Kansas City? The current state that they in right now.
Of course, we're going to bet on Pat because he did it before, and Dak never did it before. That's not even a question.
That's the whole point. That's why you can't sit there and say that you believe that Dallas will have a better chance or Dallas is a better team than Kansas
I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all.
No, I'm just saying with snacks, and you kind of saying that they stacked more than Kansas City, but Kansas City got a lot of injuries. No, I'm not saying he needs more help. I mean, obviously everybody could use help, right? But what I'm saying is that his top receivers are hurt, either hurt or suspended. Once you get them back, it's a different ball game. Once you get them back, it's a different ball game with Pat. You can't count them out. Like you can't count that guy out once he gets his top players back.
We'll see.
Dak has his top players, and he's still.
All I'll say is we'll see. We'll see when we get there. We'll see when we get there.
You need to cut
It's the
that out.
truth. We'll see when we get there. Because all you said, we think, but I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying all of us, the world thinks it's going to be that simple. But what if they get back and it's not? Then what are we going to say?
No,
what if they come back healthy from suspension, everything's looking great, but they still not getting it done? Then what's the problem?
No, listen, here's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I'm also saying, like, I do agree that it's over. The run is over, but I'm not going to sit here and say that I'd rather have, or I believe Dallas has a better team than the Kansas City Chiefs. I just can't do that. That's the only part I'm arguing. Like, I mean, I want it to be over because we beat them already. We beat them in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Hope when we beat them today, it'll be the third time beating Patrick Mahomes straight. So I ain't worried about it no more. That chapter of my book is closed. We done took care of business when it comes to them. You know what I mean? There's somebody else going to be hurt. I mean, that's football. It could end up that way. But I'm just saying what your comment earlier about the Cowboys, where you said Cowboys got a better team than the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm just trying to tell you to me that's not. Even though let's just say George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb are well, they probably are better than what they got now. I'm still not taking them over Pat Mahomes and his receivers. I'm not doing it.
Nah, I agree with that. Just off the strength of Patrick Mahomes and Dax, I wouldn't agree with that.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, like, that we spent a lot of time talking about those two teams. Again, like what we talked about earlier, what we plan to see for the Eagles today at 425, I plan to see Jalen Carter go absolutely crazy on the field today, which hopefully that will help the secondary out, whereas though they're not getting exposed. But if Pat Mahomes has any time in that pocket to throw the ball, it's gonna be hard for our corner, especially if Dory Jackson is out there.
I'm picking big game for Noah Smith and Smitty. I think everybody gonna be looking for AJ Brown. I think Smitty gonna get off, and I think Noah Smith with Jalen Carter back, they're gonna pay the extra attention to Carter. Noah Smith gonna get on that edge and start hunting. So that's my two I'm picking for the game.
I also want to see Jalen Son have a big game too. I do want to see Jalen Son get out there and get after it too, because he's taking over spot
Sweat
spot. Yeah. So I want to see him get out there and get after it, get some pressure on the quarterback. And I want to see I want to see kind of a repeat of what we did in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? I want to see a repeat of that beatdown we did in the Super Bowl, and hopefully by 8:00 we'll all be celebrating and happy about the victory, that the Eagles got in Kansas City at Arrowhead Stadium. But look, man, last week we didn't get into this, man. We normally get into every show, and we didn't get into it last week because we was talking so much about Dallas. Not last week, but the week before we was talking about Dallas.
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah. So we're gonna do the pick'em section because there's a lot of people that like to do the pick'em section. And if you watched my video, go drop a like on that video. I'm probably going with 16 games.
The section I always win.
Well, listen.
Time for the section I always win.
Listen, we ain't gonna talk about that right now. But listen, we already saw third. What you thought about Jaden Daniels Thursday night? I thought he got exposed. A little, not exposed in the I want to clear this up. Not exposed like he's like completely done. No, not like that. I'm just saying like you saw ways to affect his game, his ability.
I seen what I seen from every quarterback. Pressure bust pipes. And when you under constant attack, I don't care who it was, Brady, Mahomes, Peyton, Marino. When you're under constant pressure, it's hard to produce. And he found that out. Welcome to the NFL. Any quarterback, when you get besieged, you can't do too much. But at the same time, I saw him still stand in pocket and take hits and make some good throws too. And I was like, yeah. And I look at him and I see from last year where he looked like a stick figure, you can see a little bit of muscle development on. So you see him putting the work in the offseason. So he's a little bigger. So he's a little stronger to take them hits. And if he willing to take them hits, he's strong to take them hits. And the throws he make when he taking them hits, he's still dangerous.
Yeah. And I don't think you're going to be able to take away, completely take away his ability because, he got legs. He can still run the ball. You know what I mean? But like you said, pressure busts pipes. And when you get that pressure on him, you see what happens. And like you said he did throw some good throws, when getting attacked and getting hit. So, but I'm going to say like this. Everybody was saying that, or not everybody. A lot of people were saying that Washington could possibly be back in the NFC Championship game against like a Green Bay Packer team. Me personally, I don't agree with that because, like I said, my defense to me is going to do exactly what Green Bay defense did to them if we played them. But
I love my Eagles, but so far in the season, our defensive line ain't showed the kind of capability that Green Bay defensive line showing right now. Last year, we ended up showing that capability. We did that last year. But that first game wasn't good. But at the same time, we didn't have Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
So we got that's a big asterisk on it. But at the same time, but what you see from Green Bay is consistent 4-man pressure. They, especially Mike over there, they is hunting them quarterbacks. and it made Washington offensive line look kind of suspect. But at the same time, in the first game, the offensive line, against the Giants, which has a good front four too, They
do
look
have,
way better. So you can't you see two different sides. Against Giants' defensive line is really good, and
see,
against Washington held up really good against them. And
see,
Green Bay just shows you they're on another level.
my thing is Green Bay right now is that it's like when you make a big trade like that, you catch the league by fire. Like everybody's like, and you know they're I guess not survival mode. I guess they have this game plan differently now on how they're going to attack the Green Bay Packers. So I believe that's
Of
why
course,
a lot
of
of the hype
course.
you get when it like a lot of the situations you get right now with Green Bay, I guarantee you like this. I believe like this. Come next, and I don't know who they're going to lose. They just said they keep everybody, but next year I think it'll be a different feeling when it comes to Green Bay. Like I don't think it'll be so much, you know. Like I'm not saying they're going to be weak or taking the steps back, but you'll know how to attack them now. Right now, your teams are trying to figure it out because they know what kind of beast Micah Parsons is. They know what he did in Dallas, but now they're trying to figure out how Green Bay is going to use him. Which to me, it makes you not do what you're supposed to do on offense. It makes them look that much dominant on defense.
I don't think it's that deep because you kind of making all the NFL defense coordinators, offense coordinators of the league. Because even before Mike got there, they was a very competent, pretty good defense. And they're one of the youngest teams, too, like us. They're one of the youngest teams in the defenses now. So it's not like they got a lot of Asian players or they was missing Micah. Micah just put them over the edge. With
Yeah,
Micah there, it just makes everything even more. Like they got two other very good pass rushers, even before Mike got there. They got a guy they just drafted, number 90. I forget his name. And then they got another one on the other side. So with Micah there, it just makes it's like a wow, it makes it even better.
it does.
So
Even last year with that same defense, you saw the Eagles twice. One in the first game of the season, and the second game, and in the playoffs. Do what we had to do against them to win.
yeah, they
So
play stuff.
Michael Parsons is a big factor. He's a big, a big piece to that team. But I just think that because teams remember him from what he did with Dallas, that it's a little harder for him right now. You know what I mean? It's a little harder for him right now, or for that defense to get game plan against him. They're trying to understand what
Oh,
Michael
it's
Parsons.
definitely harder because now you got game plan against Micah and still got all them other guys that's out there. Before,
Yeah,
where you can game plan and probably pick one of them and build your offense around, now it's all built around Micah. And
I
then you still got them other guys.
didn't realize we played Green Bay again this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until after I looked at the schedule again. I'm like, oh, we got them this year. Okay, I'm
We
looking
got a
for
really tough schedule.
huh?
So we got a really tough schedule.
Yeah, we do. The first 3 or 4 games of the season for me, excluding Dallas. I mean, if Michael Parsons was still in Dallas, I would keep them in it. But this game, Rams and who we got after the Rams?
Broncos.
These next 3 games is going. We got to play some good football and see where we at mentally.
This is where we're going to establish our identity.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
all these teams are tough teams. None of them put your Dallas, even though it's Dallas, they're division rival. It's always a tough game. KC, repeat of Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes, that's going to be tough. Rams, Matthew Stafford, they really built up. They're nice. They're Super Bowl contender. That's going to be tough. And
Yep.
the Broncos, they coming off a playoff appearance last year, and their defense is exceptional. And Penix, I think it's Penix, they got quarterback. He looks good.
No,
Yeah,
Bo Nick.
Oh, yeah,
Nick.
Bo Nix. Bo Penix is Falcon here, right? Bo Nix. Yeah, Bo Nix. He looks decent. Their offense looks all right. So, yeah, their defense is really good, though. So, we're going to see a lot. It's going to tell us a lot. So, we got to go out there and show up.
Yep, I agree with that. So, Sunday 1:00 games. We got Cleveland. First game, Cleveland at Baltimore. Baltimore lost a shocker last week. Derrick Henry was running all over the place. Lamar Jackson was doing what he wanted to do. Like Zay Flowers was beasting all over and they collapsed at the last.
I would say collapse because the defense ain't stopped nothing on neither side. It was an 80-point game. There was no defense. So I wouldn't call it a collapse. But they was definitely balling. They definitely should have won. But
You know how I can consider the last.
That fumble from Harry was what killed them. It was the fumble.
Listen, you know how I can consider it a collapse? Because all game long, you kept them within. They stayed within 7 every time that you made a stop. You scored, so you went 14, 15 points every time. And then the last quarter, you just let Josh Allen do what. I mean, it's not like you let him. Josh Allen's a damn. He was a MVP last year, but you let Josh Allen totally just do. He just took over in that fourth quarter. It was down 14
right,
points.
let me ask you this.
Fourth quarter, 15 points in the fourth quarter, bro.
Let me ask you this. Yeah, he scored 15. We had JJ Watt score 21 in the fourth quarter against Chicago. It's not impossible, and you all think he's a way better quarterback than him. We all think, huh? Minnesota, yeah.
Yeah.
McCarthy, I call him Watt. I don't know why I call him McCarthy. From Minnesota, we all watched him throw. He threw 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and we all believe Josh is a better quarterback than him at this point. So it's not like it's not impossible. What cost them the game is the fumble, the turnover. They were, like I said, the defense was stopping the cold. It was going back and forth. It was the loss of possession from the turnover by Derrick Henry that cost them that game. Because if they kept the ball, they scored again, and they would never had a chance to take the lead. So that's what cost them the game.
I can agree with that.
Both of their defense is horrible right now, and they need to fix it.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I could say that fumble was the turning point in the game. I do agree with that. But I just, like I said, they were doing what they wanted all game long into that fourth quarter. And even like with J.J. McCarthy, you know what I mean? He looked like he had like 43 yards in the first half. He looked terrible. And it just flipped. But see, the difference between them two is that you can expect that from those two teams because you don't know who is who and what is what on neither one of those teams. So I can expect that on those two teams. I'm not so much like thrown off by that as I was with Baltimore and the Ravens and the Bills. So that's the only difference for me. Like I can expect that J.J. McCarthy might go on a run against a Chicago Bears team who's still trying to prove themselves, both offensively and defensively.
I cannot expect that at all. First of all, he was a rookie quarterback, even though it's his second year. He didn't play a game last year. It's his first game. So I'm not going to expect him to go on no run. Second of all, Chicago has a very decent defense. The defense is not horrible. And they were playing good defense the first 3 quarters. It wasn't to the fourth quarter when he came out and it was like they were like shell-side like that. Nobody seen it coming. He showed moxie and grit, and that I can give him that. Yeah, I give him credit for that.
Think about this: like out of those two teams, we don't look at them as contenders for Super Bowls. So those games to me can go either way. Either quarterback can have a good game, but I can't sit back and say I expect J.J. McCarthy to be this top 10. Top 5
because everybody expect Caleb Williams to be way better than McCarthy. Everybody thought Caleb Williams was a chosen one, and he so far hasn't showed up. And nobody knew what they was going to get from McCarthy. And then that fourth quarter showed. At first 3 quarters, everybody was like, "Oh, look, this is what y'all gave up the other Sam Donald for this." And then the fourth quarter is like, "Oh, maybe we got something." So you can't sit there and say that. And I believe with your mind, Baltimore too.
But that's the point I'm saying. Like just because of that, because there was so many unknowns, you gave away what you call what's his name? Darn, you just said
Darnold. Sam Darnold.
You gave away Sam Darnold. He had a heck of a season for y'all last year. You gave him away to go with J.J. McCarthy, and we look what happened. Look what's starting off. And then in the fourth quarter, like, oh, he took off. He did something better. You know what I mean? He showed up. Caleb Williams, everybody thinks he's supposed to be this top, quarterback in the league, and he hasn't shown it yet. So, like, that's my point. You can say that you don't know what you're going to get between those two teams, but with Baltimore and the Bills, you know that it's not like either one of those teams should be doing what they're supposed to do because they're projected to go to the Super Bowl. That's all I'm saying when it comes to those two. You know what I mean? But let's
get back to Kickoff. Go with your mom. I'm with your mom. I got Baltimore.
I got Baltimore too. Baltimore definitely has a bounce back game against Cleveland. If they lose against Cleveland plays them tough. They got some questions to answer. But they started out.
Cleveland definitely gonna play them tough because that's a division. But I still see Baltimore winning.
Yeah. Jacksonville at Cincinnati. I took Cincinnati in that game. Jacksonville, I'm still on the fence with. They're trading away some players, so I don't know how much they're looking forward to this season. versus the future.
I see them potential. They got a lot of potential. I don't know with Jacksonville, but I'm definitely thinking the Bengals at home.
My
I
mom
can't
went to
see them.
you like Joe Burrow.
Who,
Like
me?
Joe Burrow factor, yeah, like Joe Burrow factor, man.
Joe
Now,
Burrow? Yeah. But I don't look at Jacksonville as that good. That so far yet, I don't see them as good. That Trevor Lawrence that good of a team yet. On the road against Joe Burrow, I don't see them winning. They are decent. I like a couple of players. Like I think Burns, the wide receiver, I think his name is, and like they got a couple players. I like a couple of their players, but I don't know. They got to show me more, especially Trevor Lawrence. You don't
yeah,
know
I
what you
agree.
get.
Yeah, they got to show more. Oh, hold on. You know what? New York Giants at the Cowboys. Now, I did say earlier in the show I picked the Cowboys, but for some reason on my paper, and I'm gonna go with my paper. I got the Giants as winning that game. So I'm
Well,
gonna change
that's
my
okay.
pick. I'm sorry. I thought I had the Cowboys. I thought the Cowboys still might win that though. But
I got the Cowboys.
You got the Cowboys.
Yeah.
My mom got the Cowboys. I went the Giants. I don't know. I just think that with so much question about if they're going to keep Russell Wilson as their quarterback or they're going to let Jackson Dart start. You know what I mean?
That mean nothing. Unless their defensive line go ham on Dallas and just sack Dak all over the place, I don't
And
see Giants got no way to win.
it
I don't see
could.
them got no.
It
Their
could, though.
offenses. I don't believe in their offense at all. Except McNeighbors, they don't have nobody.
It could though, man. And they said that combination between Russell Wilson and Malik Neighbors has been good all offseason and training camp. So I don't know. They could do something to pull that off. I don't know. We'll see. You know what I mean? Next game we got Chicago at Detroit. Detroit looked like they got the doors blown. That's another team who I believe is their reign is on the decline because of
I'm gonna go with
now.
Detroit. It's hard to bounce back from losing both coordinators. Everybody seen us had to go through it. We started off 10-1, but we could end up collapsing. It's not that easy. Going to the Super Bowl, losing both your coordinators. It's not that simple.
It's not. It's not. But I just don't think that Jared Goff is going to keep ascending, and it's going to cause them issues as the year goes on. But I did pick Detroit. My mom picked Detroit. I picked Detroit. You picked Detroit. So I did pick Detroit. I'm just saying that it's another one of those teams. Even last week, their defense is supposed to be the anchor of their team, and they were getting bombed on. They were getting bombed on. So, you know what I mean? I don't know. I think that's another one of those teams that's on the decline, I should say. All right, next game: New England Patriots at the Miami Dolphins.
Patriots.
Patriots. That's a no-brainer. Miami is a dumpster fire right now. They said they got Tyreek Hill on the trade market, but nobody's even.
They said they're not on the trade market. They said nobody has a call. They said nobody has a call for him. No other team called asking for about a trade, and he's not on the market. But I'm pretty sure if somebody made a good offer, they would take it.
Oh yeah, I think they would get rid of him if they got a sack of potatoes. You know what I mean? Because the guy's a head case. You know what I mean? Like he's one of those players that if he's not being featured or the man, he's.
I'll call him a head case, but he's a typical receiver. Most of them are divas. And he's not. I can't believe he's not getting the ball.
I don't know if you saw this. Did you see when his wife said he got domestic abuse allegations against him?
Yeah, I seen that. I didn't see what it was about, but I seen that post on my phone.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it's not even that he's so much of a head case on the field. Is that he got off the field issues or things going on too. So that's what I'm talking about more than on the field because he doesn't really throw any temper tantrums like that on the field. But a lot of his stuff comes off the field.
Yeah.
So next game we got San Fran at New Orleans, and San Fran, Brock
Purdy's out.
Brock Purdy's out. Kittle's out.
Yeah.
Who else? They got somebody else that I think that was out. They cut their kicker. So they got a lot of injuries. That's going to be a tough game to pick. And you got Kellen Moore over there with their squad is healthy. They're just not good, but their squad is healthy.
Very not good. and I have zero respect or confidence in their starting quarterback. So, of
Yes.
course,
Right.
against the San Fran 49ers defense, I will pick San Fran to win the
San,
game defensively with the running game.
do you know who's San Fran starting quarterback?
I know the name. I can't think of it right now. I know him. I heard it back up.
A former Patriot starting quarterback.
Is it what's the name? Yeah, the quarterback pick. What's his name?
Mac Jones.
Dang. Yeah, Mac Jones. Yeah, that's another reason why I like. I like him better than their quarterback for the Saints. And I think what they're gonna do is what they always do: stick to the running game and play defense.
I'm gonna go with the Saints on that one. My mom went San Fran, you went San Fran. I'm going with the Saints. It was a toss. I didn't know if I was gonna pick the Saints, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the Saints is gonna win that one.
I like that one. Go ahead.
Here go my cousin. Packers, and more Packers. Sorry, not gonna say nothing else, cuz. Listen, when we play y'all, what is it? Week 8 or 10 or something like that? When we play y'all and we put Belter, you know what? You better not say nothing. You know what I mean? But Buffalo
You can't
at
say.
Buffalo at the Jets. I got Buffalo.
See, this is my upset pick. I keep flip flopping on this because this is my upset pick. I picked the Jets because I think that game in Baltimore took a lot out of Buffalo, and I see the defense is hard. And I like what I see out of the Jets offense and with Fields. I think Fields should hurt him, especially with his feet like Lamar did.
Hold on. Say that again.
I said, we heard what I said. I think the game in Baltimore took a lot out of Buffalo. And I think Justin Fields can kill them with his feet just like Lamar did. And I think their defense is trash right now.
Bills defense is trash?
Yes.
I don't think Bills defense is trash. Like, you're not gonna say they trash. Like, you gotta realize this they held Lamar Jackson in check for the last half or the last quarter of that game to come out with a victory. They're not trash.
The fourth quarter. Yes, the fourth quarter. The game when Lamar Jackson was almost had a perfect quarterback rating, rushed for almost 100 yards, and in the same game where they gave up their 200 yards rushing to David King Henry. They couldn't stop him at all. He had 175 rushing on 14 carries before the game was in the halftime.
Let me ask you a question. Who was he playing against? Lamar Jackson, right? You're not going to sit here and tell me that Justin Fields is going to do or that team has the ability to do what Lamar Jackson. That's a different quarterback, dude.
To some degree, yes, they do. Throwing wise, he's not. Justin Fields throwing wise is not on Lamar Jackson's level yet, not at all. But as far as athleticism and speed and running ability, yes, he is. There's nobody closer to him than Justin Fields is. As far as running ability is Lamar Jackson.
So you pick Justin Fields. You picked the Jets to win this game.
And the way they run the ball, the Jets has a very good running back. What's his name? I forget his name.
No. You picking the Jets to win?
No. I said it's my upset pick. I said I flip flop. I don't know because first I was and then I'm not on my pickup sheet. See, the pickup sheet I picked Buffalo, and I flip flop so many times, but I can't go off my sheet, so I'm gonna go with my sheet, and I'm gonna go with Buffalo.
All right,
I'm flip flopping though.
Hey, hold on. Let me just address my cousin real quick. Please answer the phone when we win. That's all. This is what I'm gonna show you, Reese. You see that? There you go. Call me, brother. Call me, cuz. Love you. Next game, Seattle at Pittsburgh. That's gonna be a good game. Seattle at Pittsburgh.
That's definitely gonna be a big game. That's that got flip flop on. But yeah. I end up going with Pittsburgh. So I trust their defense more than I do Seattle.
Yeah, I went with Pittsburgh too. I think Pittsburgh is gonna pull it out. Aaron Rodgers, I had a question: is Aaron Rodgers back? Is he back? I'm not gonna go on a limb and say he's back. He had 4 touchdowns last week, but I'm not saying he's back.
I got more faith in Geno Smith right now, just for Aaron Rodgers' career. But as far as team wise, I think Pittsburgh's defense is better, so I got more faith in Pittsburgh.
Geno Smith.
At this point, Aaron Rodgers' career, yes, I do.
No, but
Geno Smith looks good.
he's
He
not
not
playing.
playing.
Oh
He's hurt.
no, he plays for the Raiders. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, he do play for the Raiders.
Yeah,
Who's the Seattle quarterback? Sam
Sam
Darnold.
Yeah,
Oh man, I forgot. Geno Smith was last year. He's the Raiders now. Oh yeah, well,
Sam,
I
Sam Darnold
I
was
have no
good at.
faith in Sam Darnold or the Seahawks. I'm going with Pittsburgh.
I want you to rethink that because besides that last minute, I guess it was a lucky pass that what's his name what's the quarterback Brock Purdy threw to the tight end. Like Sam Darnold looked good, and that Seattle offense. They should
That
have.
was a low scoring game. Yeah, that was a low scoring game. So
You know what
either offense didn't really do too much. It was mostly defense that game. So I'm gonna still go with Pittsburgh because I think, like I said, I got more faith in Aaron
I got
Rodgers than Sam Darnold. I thought that was Geno Smith still there. I forgot he was with the Raiders now.
I got Pittsburgh. My mom got Pittsburgh. My cousin went Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that messed up my pick. That's what made me shut because I forgot Geno was Warner Raiders and my Raiders pick. It confused me. I still thought he was on the Seattle for some reason. I don't know why. When I made my pick, when I filled out my sheet,
We got the next game: L.A. Rams at the Tennessee Titans. L.A. Rams is a way
got
better team.
Rams.
Yeah, I
I
got the
used to say,
Rams.
well, that rookie looked nice. He looked nice. And
Oh,
everybody for Tennessee, the quarterback, Ward.
yeah. But they still they're rookie. Cam Ward, yeah, he still got little. They still got little growing pains to do. They still got a little grown up to do. But Sam. I mean, here's my thing with Matthew Stafford and the back injury, and they got Devontae. They got their defense is young and up and coming. Here's my thing about them. Do they have enough when the season is on the line, like week 10, week 11? Are they still contenders at that point? I think they're going to
Talking about the
contend.
Rams.
Yeah, they're going to contend in the beginning part of the season, but when it comes down to the latter weeks and even the playoffs, you know what I mean? Like, are they going to have enough to? Because I think what's going to hurt them is Matthew Stafford's back injury. I think that's what's going to hurt them.
Well, their success is predicated on the quarterback's health, which like most teams is, but it's just given that Matthew Stafford's a little older, so everybody emphasizes it a little bit more. But they're just like every other team. Their whole season is predicated on the starting quarterback health. As long as Matthew Stafford's healthy, I don't see no drop off later in the year or any part of the season. The only problem is as long as Matthew Stafford is healthy, because I don't even know who their backup is.
You say they've been proven. They've been proven the 1 year they won the Super Bowl. That was it. They haven't shown like they've shown flashes of being great and being a good team. Like I'm not sitting here saying that they are not a playoff team.
They've been proven I've been competitive in a Super Bowl contender most years as long as Matthew Stafford's been there. As long as Matthew Stafford, since he's been there, they've been a Super Bowl contender. So he can, if you say proven in that fact, yes. But that they only got one win. Yes, they only have one Super Bowl.
That's the problem, though. So, like when it comes down to it, even last year when they went against us in the the game before the NFC Championship when we beat them, you know what I mean, and it was because of our defense that stepped up and got the stop against Matthew Stafford. Had that been a little bit of younger Matthew Stafford, we might have been looking at a different outcome. But he wasn't able. And I think that's going to be his issue going. I mean, because he's older. He's older.
I ain't see it that way. He didn't look. He didn't look low rust or age in that game. It was just It was a snow game. First of all, it was hard footing to run and period. So I didn't see him, even if he was younger, running around too much more in that game. I didn't see that at all. I don't know much.
I don't know, man. Carolina at Arizona. My mom likes to play
Cardinals.
So she gonna put
I'm going with your mom hometown, her adopted city.
I think that Arizona gonna win that too because I think I like the way Carolina. I mean, I told you she's gonna put the weather expected 92. But I expect Kyler Murray to and what you call
her adopted city.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got no faith in North Carolina. Not yet. They still trying to build and start something. So we'll see. Until they show me something, I ain't got no faith in them.
You said 1 year not going to change him. My opinion. You talking about Matthew Stafford? You got to realize he's getting older. He can't do what he probably used to. What he could do back then. You know what I mean? Like especially in that Super Bowl run, he's older. It's not as
See?
easy to do what he did back then.
But you get older, you might lose some things, but you always gain some things. You gain different perspective. You gain past experiences, so you know stuff. You see shit quicker. So you can't just count him out just because he's older and say he can't do what he used to do, because you might see now that he's older, he's probably seen the field better than he did when he was younger. When he would have ran, now you see that person going break open late. So I don't see where you get this Stafford hate from right now.
It's not hate. My mom says she's waiting for a visit. But it's not hate from any. She want everybody to come out to Arizona. She love Arizona. So you go out there, she love it. I'm not hating.
I was say, then you just go out there.
No, I wasn't in Arizona, but I'm not hating on Stafford. I just think that he's older, and it's going to be a little bit more harder for that team to be more like to stay relevant when it comes to being Super Bowl contenders year in and year out because of the injury.
Yeah, I think this might be his last year. I don't see year in, year out. I don't know if he got 2 more years after this. I think this is his last go around.
She's talking about you. So
I let him bite. I definitely come.
I think Goff was a horrible quarterback until Detroit. Until he went to Detroit. Styles make fights. I agree. But
yes, everybody agrees. That's why the coordinator that let Detroit go is the reason why they suck now. But we still Goff got to prove that he's more than the system.
Goff to me right now is on his decline too.
But see, when people say like that, it's confusing because at the same time, see how they point that out, but they don't give Jalen the credit he deserves for having 7 offensive coordinators in 7 years.
I agree with that. That's the point. That's what I say when I don't understand the position people put Jalen Hurts in. You know what I mean? He's the 6'7" he the best. He the top 5 NFL athlete. That don't even make sense. You know what I mean? But next game where we left off. So we had Denver at Indianapolis. Indiana Jones looked good last week, man. Indiana Jones looked good.
That's his nickname, Indiana Jones. That's a good nickname for him too. But yes, he did. He looked rejuvenated. Stein was his old Coach Snyder. He's a revelation. Is he gonna do with him what he did for Jalen? Bring him back to life?
He could. They got the pieces to do it. They got a run game. They got receivers. They got okay defense. They
have a decent team. Indianapolis had a decent team for a while. He was always a quarterback away. But I'm still gonna pick Denver. Because one game don't make the fight. I'm not fighting them up yet. He got to show me a couple more games like that.
Yeah, he said Coach Bo Nick's not going to find. What? Reese, what are you talking about? I don't know what that meant. Oh, niche. He meant niche, not niche. Sorry, Mom. That's Reese, Mom. That's your nephew. Get him. Sorry. Next game, Philadelphia Eagles at the Kansas City Chiefs. We all know to us to any Eagle fan except Reese. Reese probably gonna go to Kansas City, but that's a no-brainer.
Go Birds! You know it.
Exactly. And the next game, 8:20, final game of Sunday night is the Falcons at the Vikings. Falcons at the Vikings.
I like the way the Vikings are in that game, so I want the Vikings.
See, Reese went Chiefs. I knew he was going to hate. He's a hater. You went Vikings in that game?
Yeah, I like the way they ended that game.
I
showed me
went
something.
Atlanta in that game because I believe that they lost that game last week against Tampa Bay on a last-minute touchdown. And I think that they showed some fight because they were losing. I think most of the game, and they came back. So I think they'll have a more solid showing this week than they did last week, and I think their defense will be able to make stops and hold it down.
I
So
think Atlanta got a nice squad, low key. So that's gonna be an interesting game to watch. I'm gonna watch that game for sure.
they said B.J. Robinson was one of the top 5 running backs fantasy football players. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
they gotta put him up there. He on my team.
Yeah, but y'all,
I
I
I
don't know
won
which
last
one.
week. Well, what?
Yeah, I won last week too. I beat Allen. I beat him down last week. But um, all right, so Monday night game, we got a double header. We got Tampa Bay at Houston. I picked Tampa Bay because I just like. I don't think Baker Mayfield is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. But I like what Baker Mayfield has brought to that Tampa Bay squad. He brought a lot of consistency. He's been consistent since he got there.
Uh, he's been more consistent since that. Dad. I picked Bucks. I think he brought toughness. I like Baker Mayfield's toughness, and I think he brought toughness to the Bucks.
I agree
And
with
yes, yeah, I like the Bucks with that one too.
that. Yeah. All right. Reese picked the Bucks. My mom, she picked Atlanta the last game. Um, the last game of the Monday night slate is the Chargers at the Vegas Raiders. Um, even though my mom picks Houston in that game, in the previous game, even though Vegas should have got the win last week. Oh no, they did win. They beat the Patriots last week.
Yeah, they did.
Um,
Yeah,
I
this is where
think
I messed up. I forgot Gino was on the Raiders.
I think that the Chargers defense will be a little bit too much for that Geno Smith led offense. So I'm going to Chargers on that game.
Yeah, I think the Chargers got a better team. I picked the Chargers, but I definitely forgot Gino was on there, so it's gonna be a tougher game than I think because I
My mom
think Gino's nice.
Reese with the Chargers. Hey Reese, when you get a chance, go on my page. I'm closing it at 1:00. Go on my page on my Top Shelf Sports Talk page. Fill out the form for the week, so I can count you with all your picks. Now you won't get credit for Thursday night because Thursday night is obviously over. But go on my page on Top Shelf Sports Talk. One of my last posts is the link, the form to fill out for pick them for the week, and you pick whatever teams you pick. And remember, tiebreaker points are for both teams on Monday night. Both teams combined is tiebreaker points. So make sure you put enough points on there for both teams, not just the one team. So, but go on there and fill it out, submit it before 1:00. After 1:00, it'll be closed, and you won't be able to pick until next week.
They'll be locked in.
Again,
Another week of my win.
Yeah, right. What you called what I would say darn. Oh, picking winners. I mean, like giveaways will be random again. Like 1 week I might just come on and say that I'm giving away a Wawa gift card. It'll be random. It depends on the week. But if I'm just putting it out there. If you go 14 or 16-0, 14-0, and it's not a giveaway week, sorry, I might try to figure out something to give to you. Maybe I'll give you one of my cups. I got 3 left. Maybe I'll send a cup. Hey Reese, look at that ring too. Look at that ring. Where we at? So maybe I'll send a cup if anybody does a perfect week. Maybe I'll send a cup to you. Need Circle K. All right, we'll get you a Circle K gift card. That's right, because y'all don't have Wawa out there. But it'll be random. We'll figure it out as time goes on.
Nice promo on the Super Bowl ring. I see that.
Yeah. Show one more time. It's ugly. Hey, hold on. Let me show you something, Reese. You see that? You see the wings pop out? Yeah, you haven't seen one of those in quite some time now, so that's why it would be ugly to you. But at the end of the day, man, I appreciate everybody who was on the show today. Thanks, Jay, for being on the show again. You'll be here not next week, but the week after, right?
Yep.
Every other week, we'll have Jason on the show, discussing our Birds' victories and where we see the team going in the future. Appreciate everybody who showed up tonight. And or not tonight, this afternoon. Look forward to the 1:00 games. See y'all next Sunday, and we will be releasing some episodes during the week. Trying to do some recorded episodes just to keep content going. But appreciate everybody who showed up today. It's your boy Jamar, Top Shelf Sports Talk. Peace. Oh,
Go Birds.
Peace. Yeah, go Birds. Hold on.
Flyers, Phillies, let's talk about them. Sixers, Eagles, let's talk about them. What the Union doing? Pull up with the crew and have a drink or two and let's talk about them. This a PHI bar. Bruce Willis, we die hard. I know you feel us, cause Philly fans is the best sports fans by far. No cheating here, we gon' keep it fair. You don't like my set, somebody help them. This the key, if we can disagree without disrespecting, everybody welcome. So what we talking about? Practice? What we talking about? Let's unpack this. Top Shelf, sports talk, lights, cameras, we active.